Taxonomy is a branch of science which deals with identification, nomenclature, and classification of plants. The word identification means to study the morphological characteristic features of the plant and then classify it to a particular group. So for doing identification, we have to study the floral characteristics. Floral characteristics include the characters of sepals, petals, androecium, gynoecium. Along with floral characters, we should also require some characters of leaves. So in this session we are discussing about various aspects of leaves and their importance in taxonomy. See this diagram, this is an twig, and this twig contains different parts. There's a stem, this is the stem, and this is the leaves, and this is the node. The region from a leaf arises is called node, and the distance between two nodes are called internode. And below the leaf you can see a outgrowth, and this is called a stipule. The leaf-like region subtending a leaf is called a stipule, and there's a bud, and this is the growing primordia, and this is the axil, and this is the leaf. So let me repeat once again. This is the stem which subtend all the parts of a plant. These are the leaves, photosynthetic machinery. Each leaf is subtended by a small scale leaf-like projection, and this is called a stipule. The stalk of the leaf is called a petiole. The extension of petiole within the leaf is called a midrib, and the photosynthetic flattened surface is called a blade, leaf blade, and the point at which a leaf arises is called a node. The distance between adjacent nodes are, the space between adjacent nodes are called internode, and a growing primordia located in the axil, or the distance between, the angle between a leaf and a stem is called axil. The bud, there is a growing primordia located on this axil, they are called axillary bud. So these are the parts of a stem. You see the structure of leaves, they are the lateral outgrowth. From the stem they are growing outside, so it is called a lateral outgrowth. They are flattened and expanded. They start from leaf primordia. See, these are the leaf primordia. This is the tip of a stem, and these are the leaf primordia. From this leaf primordia later a leaf will be produced. If we see the parts of a leaf can have a petiole. If leaf contain a petiole, they are called petiolated leaves. And if the leaf doesn't have a stalk, they are called sessile or apetiolated leaves. The flattened photosynthetic region is called leaf lamina. And often in monocots, the extension, the basal portion of the leaves forms like a sheath, and they cover the stem, and that is called a leaf sheath. If you try to remove a monocot leaves, like see paddy leaf, its base will be like a sheath over the stem, and that is called leaf sheath. So these are the leaf sheath, and the projections on this leaf surface or small hair-like projections are called ligules or auricles, and a leaf-like region subtends, a small scale leaf-like region subtend a leaf is called stipule. These are the stipules, and the stalk is called a petiole. Normally dicot leaves have petiole, and if plants have a stipule they are called stipulate, and if the leaf doesn't have a stipule they are called exstipulate. And this is the midrib, and these are the veins. They are the conducting tissue, xylem and phloem, which are located on leaves are called veins, and the branches of these veins are called veinlets, and the outer limiting area or the outer surface or the outer boundary of leaf is called leaf margin, or that is the edge of the leaf. And depending on the divisions of leaf lamina, so as I told you, the flattened regions of a leaf are called leaf lamina. Depending on how many leaf lamina are present in a leaf can be a simple leaf or a compound leaf. If a leaf blade is divided into two or more leaflets, or if multiple lamina are present in a leaf, each portion is called a leaflet or pinnae. Each part is called a leaflet or pinnae, and these pinnae, if multiple pinnae are present in a leaf, they are called compound leaf. And this is the petiole of the leaf, and this continuation of the petiole where the leaflets are attached. See, for example, the leaflets are attached to a leaf petiole, and this attaching region of leaflets to a petiole is called a rachis. So the stalk of leaflets are called rachis, and the main stalk of leaf is called petiole. Often the word rachis, petiole, peduncle, all these are synonymously used in some occasions. So again, normally a simple leaf contains only one blade. See, this is a simple leaf, it contains only one leaf blade, but here it contains, if you see these two diagrams, it have multiple leaf blades. Now, and depending on the pattern of arrangement of leaflets, there are different types of compound leaves are present. First one is pinnately compound leaves. If you see these leaves, this is, I think this is the rose leaves. You see this, there is a rachis. In this rachis, leaflets are arranged opposite to each other in a feather-like fashion. See, for example, this is the rachis. Like a feather, leaflets are arranged one after another, and it terminates in a leaflet also. This kind of an arrange is called a pinna, or a hair-like or a feather-like fashion leaf arrangement is called a pinnately compound leaves. And this pinnately compound can be of two types. One is called, or the pinnately compound leaves are of different types. First one is called simple pinnate. In simple pinnate, there are two kinds of classification. One is even pinnate. See, this is a pinnately compound leaves where towards the tip there are two leaflets are present. That means leaflets are even. Leaflets are even. So it is called even pinnate leaves. And this is called odd pinnate, where the terminal or the tip of the rachis has only one leaflet. So if the tip contains two leaflets, that is called even pinnate, and if the tip contains only one leaflet, that is called odd pinnate. And there is another condition is called bipinnate. So first one what we discussed was simple pinnate. Simple pinnate means there is only one rachis and it produce leaflets on the sides. And simple pinnate are of two types, even pinnate and odd pinnate. And next one is called a bipinnate. See what is bipinnate? The primary rachis divides into secondary rachis like this. See, this is the primary rachis. These are the secondary rachis. So when the primary rachis branches into secondary rachis, they are called bipinnate. Bipinnate. I think this bipinnate you can see in Rajamali. Sasalpiniyal കാണുന്നത് bipinnate ആണ്. So അപ്പം rachis രണ്ട് സൈഡിലോട്ട് വീണ്ടും എന്ത് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്? Branch ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതിൽ leaflets arrange ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. And if you see the leaf of Muringa, Muringala കണ്ടോണല്ലോ Muringa. And if you see the leaf of Muringa, there is a rachis, then there is subrachis, then again it branches. So there is primary rachis. The first rachis is called primary rachis. The second branch is called secondary rachis, and there is also third rachis. So simple pinnate means only one rachis on which leaflets are arranged. It can be even pinnate or odd pinnate. Bipinnate means the primary rachis branches into secondary rachis also, and secondary rachis bears leaflets. Tripinnate means the primary rachis or the main rachis divides into primary, secondary, and tertiary rachis, and on which the leaflets are arranged. Now, second one is called palmately compound leaves. In pinnately compound leaves, you identified like it's a long rachis, and the rachis has leaflets towards both sides. And this one is called palmately compound leaves. What is a palmately compound leaves? Like a palm. See this. Just think about the leaf of tapioca. Marichinida leaf noka. If you think about it, it is having a petiole, and from one point, like a fingers of a palm, leaflets are arranged. See this. Here you can see that in this palmately compound leaf there is a petiole, and in this petiole, from one point all the leaflets are arranged. And so from one point all the leaflets are arranged. And if at the tip of a stalk there is only one leaflet, so in a palmately compound leaf, that is leaflets start from a single point. In a palmately compound leaf, if it has only one leaflet, it is called unifoliate. If it have two, they are called bifoliate. If it have 4 or 3 leaflets, they are called trifoliate. And if there are 4, they are called quadrifoliate. So that you can just see the nature. Just observe on the nature the leaves like tapioca. You can observe rubber. I think rubber is trifoliate, and you can identify what are the different types of compound leaves. Now next one is regarding leaf is phyllotaxy. What is phyllotaxy? How leaflets are arranged in a, or how leaves are arranged in a stem. As we all know, leaves are arranged in a stem. So don't confuse it with leaflet. Leaflet is leaflets are subdivisions of compound leaf. So when you think about leaf, when we speak about phyllotaxy, consider it as leaf, whether it is simple leaf or a compound leaf, how these leaves are arranged on the stem. See this diagram. See, this is how leaves are arranged on a stem. You will be arranging on the nodes. As we know, the point of attachment of leaves to a stem is called a node. If you see the first diagram, the position of leaf, this leaf toward this side, the next leaf on a distance, then third leaf like this. So leaves are alternating on both sides. They are called alternate arrangement of leaves. You see this case, leaves are oppositely arranged. See, for example, each leaf opposite to each other. And in this case, if you see, the leaves are surrounding a node. In a node, the leaves are surrounding, or multiple leaves are arranged in a node surrounding the stem. This is called a whorled or verticillate phyllotaxy. Now, if you see this, Leaves are arranged in the form of a fashion, not opposite but not alternate. See first one here, second one this position, third one on the other position. Like this, when the leaves are arranged on a rotating like a spiral succeedingly around a stem, then it is called spiral phyllotaxy. And this one is called a opposite, but they are decussate. What does it mean? First leaves are oppositely arranged on this node, and here just right angle to the first one. See, leaf is like this. Here it was like this. Leaf is just opposite to the just at 90 degree to the previous leaf. So right angle. The leaves are two opposite leaves are arranged right angles to the previous set of leaves. Okay, and this kind of an arrangement is called decussate, and it is all called opposite decussate. It is also called opposite decussate leaves. So next is shape of leaves. What is the shape? See, for example, if you see this diagram, this kind of an elongated shape is called a lanceolate shape, and this is like a triangular shape, like a triangle, and this is heart shaped leaves like banyan tree. This is an oval leaf, and more leaf structures are there. You can see in the video, and you can pause there and you can learn. See, these are different kinds of leaves: acuminate, flabellate, ovate, roseate, like this. But at least you should know these four forms: lanceolate, oval, triangular, and cordate shaped leaves. Okay, now, and coming to the margin of the leaves. There are multiple kinds. So what is margin? The boundary or the edge of a leaf is called margin. See, if you see the first, see the mouse position. If you see this leaf, the margin is so soft, so flowing. ഒരു തടസ്സമില്ല, ഒറ്റ ഫ്ലോ ആണ്. This kind of a leaf margin is called end air. പ്ലാവിന്റെ ഇല അങ്ങനെയാണ്, end air, end air. And this is the second one. Here you can see the leaf surface is slightly wavy. കുറച്ചിങ്ങനെ കുഴിഞ്ഞു കുഴിഞ്ഞു പോകുന്നുണ്ട്. സർഫസ് യൂണിഫോം അല്ല, ചെറിയ കുഴിവുണ്ട്, ചെറിയ വേവിംഗ് ഉണ്ട്. This is called undulate leaf surface. Undulate. And if you see the surface of rose leaf, rose in the leaf നോക്കിയാൽ, the surface of rose leaves are having a lot of serrations. They are pointed, furrows and ridges are there. They are called serrate. And if you see some other leaves, some of the plants are having leaves like lobed leaves. See, but here it is a simple leaf only. They are lobes because the lamina is continuous. Okay, so they are called lobed leaves. So like this, depending on the margin of the leaf and leaves having end air margin, undulate margin, serrate margin, or they can be having lobed margins. Now let's see how the veins are arranged. The extension of midrib or petiole or extension of the petiole onto the leaf is called a midrib, and this midrib is mainly veins. They are branched, and the pattern of branching of midrib or veins are called venation. See, this is how, this is the midrib, and this is the midrib, and this midrib undergo division. So if the midrib forms a network like structure, they are called reticulated or reticulated venation. See, here the midrib forms a, or the veins form a network like structure. This is called reticulated. And if this is called pinnately netted. See, what is pinnately netted? See, this is the main midrib. The veins are arranged like this, like a feather. Okay, ഒരു മീനിന്റെ മുള്ള പോലെയൊക്കെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു തൂവല് പോലെ ലീഫിന്റെ ബ്രാഞ്ചുകൾ അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. This is called pinnately netted. So actually this is reticulated. Within the reticulation, the veins are arranged in a pinnately netted fashion. Okay, so they are pinnately netted. So next one is called a palmately netted. നിങ്ങൾക്കറിയാം ബൗഹീനിയ, ബൗഹീനിയ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു പ്ലാന്റ് നമ്മൾ അടുത്തൊക്കെ കാണാറുണ്ട്. ഒരു വെള്ളപ്പൂവുള്ള ഫ്ലവർ ആണ്. അതിന്റെ ലീഫ് നോക്കിയാൽ നിങ്ങൾക്കറിയാം ഒരു പോയിന്റിൽ നിന്നാണ് പിന്നുകൾ ഇങ്ങനെ ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്ത് പോകുന്നത്. So when leaves or veins branch out from a single point, it will form a palmate branched vein pattern, and this is called palmately netted. Here also reticulation is there, but it is എന്താണ്, they are palmately netted structure. So this is second one. So these are all palmately netted. If you see this leaf, within that you can see netted or reticulate condition, but branching is reticulate, but the vein arrangement is palmate. And this is called a radiately netted. See, what is it? This is the, if you see the leaf of colocasia, ചേമ്പിന്റെ ഇല കണ്ടാൽ ഒരു പോയിന്റ് പീറ്റിയോൾ എൻഡ് ചെയ്യുന്ന പോയിന്റ് ഇവിടെയാണ്. അവിടെ നിന്ന് എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? അത് അങ്ങോട്ട് റേഡിയേറ്റ്ലി ആ പോയിന്റിൽ നിന്നത് radiate ചെയ്ത് പോകും. This is called radiately netted petiole. So when the veins radiate from a single point, that is at the tip of the petiole, this is called a radiately netted petiole. Now if you go to the monocots, this is banana അല്ലെങ്കിൽ തെങ്ങ്, there the veins are completely parallelly arranged. See, this is the midrib, and from the midrib the veins are arranged on the both sides parallelly. So when the veins are parallel with the midrib, they are called parallel venation. But this is മ്യൂസ അതിനൊരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ അല്ല. തെങ്ങോല, തെങ്ങിന്റെ ഓല എടുത്താൽ നിങ്ങൾക്കറിയാം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മോണോക്കോട്ടിന്റെ ലീഫ്, മോണോക്കോട്ട് പുൽച്ചെടികളുടെ ലീഫ്, നെല്ലിന്റെ ഒരു ഇല എടുത്താൽ നിങ്ങൾക്കറിയാം. ഇതാണ് ഈ ഡയഗ്രാം നോക്കി, ഇതാണ് മിഡ്രിബ്, ഈ നടുക്കൂടെയുള്ള മിഡ്രിബ്. ആ മിഡ്രിബിൽ കൂടെ പാരലൽ ആയിട്ടാണ് വെയിൻസ് പോകുന്നത്. നിങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് ജസ്റ്റ് ടേക്ക് എ ലീഫ്, അതിനൊന്ന് ടോർ ചെയ്ത് നോക്കുക. കീറി നോക്കുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അറിയാം ഇവിടെ മോണോക്കോട്ട് ലീവ്സ് പാരലൽ സ്ട്രൈറ്റ് വിനേഷൻ ആയിട്ട് കാണാം. Then see this is എന്താണ്, if you take the case of banana, there is a midrib and the lateral veins, പിന്നെയുള്ള veins എല്ലാം right angles ആണ്. ഇത് മിഡ്രിബ്, പക്ഷെ പാരലൽ വെയിൻസ് ആണുള്ളത്. ആ മിഡ്രിബിൽ നിന്ന് റൈറ്റ് ആംഗിൾ ആയിട്ട് പിന്നുള്ളതെല്ലാം പാരലൽ വെയിൻസ് ആണ്. ശരിയല്ലേ? ദിസ് ഇസ് മിഡ്രിബ്, then the veins are parallelly arranged. അപ്പൊ ഇതിന് പറയുന്ന പേരാണ് radial parallel arrangement. They are called radial parallel. So monocot like grass plants have radial arrangement, or sorry, the leaves like monocot, see for example paddy, grass plants, bamboo, all these are having parallel venation. But if you observe the plants like Musa, Carnaceae family, they are having their veins arranged at right angles to the midrib, and this is called radial parallel arrangement of leaves. And this is the structure of leaves that we don't need now. Now you have stomata, and there are appendages present on the leaves. The appendages present on the leaves are called trichomes, and whatever outgrowth you see as hairs on the leaf, they are called trichomes. Trichomes, if they have gland, if you look under the microscope, some will be having glands, they are called glandular trichomes. Others are called simple trichomes. There are opening on stomata called, there are opening for gaseous exchange, they are called stomata, and stomata can be closed or open. And now let us see what are the modified leaves. See, we discussed about leaves, different parts of leaves, simple leaves, compound leaves, venation of leaf, phyllotaxy of leaf. Now let's see what are the modification of leaves, modified leaves. See, in some leaves, some plants, leaves are modified into spines for protection. In some cases, spines are modification of stipules. So that is a leaf modification. Now, and if you see the Cucurbitaceae family, leaves are modified into tendrils. They are the clinging organism. They are for support, and the phenomena is called thigmotrophism. And bracts of the flower, as I told you, the flowers are subtended by bracts, and these bracts are modified leaves, and they, in some cases they are colored, they will be attractive. They will attract the insect for pollination. If you see the water plants, these water plants doesn't have the cutinization on their surface. So that's for maximum absorption. But the terrestrial plants have cutination for preventing water loss. In some plants, example, Naragam, they are having an expanded leaf-like petiole. In the base of the petiole, there is an expansion of petiole. That is also for photosynthesis. That is called expanded leaf. And if you see the fleshy plants, xerophytic plants, leaves are succulent. They are meant for storage of material, storage of dissolved or storage of water. So they have a viscosity inside. And in some of the plants, plantlets develop from the tip of leaves. Leafിന്റെ അറ്റത്ത് നിന്ന് plantlets ഉണ്ടായി വരും. എക്സാമ്പിൾ കലഞ്ചോ, നമ്മൾ പണ്ട് ഈ സ്ലേറ്റിലൊക്കെ മായ്ക്കുന്ന ഒരു പ്ലാന്റ് ഉണ്ട്. ആ പ്ലാന്റിൽ അങ്ങനെയാണ്, ലീഫ് ടിപ്പിൽ നിന്നാണ് പ്ലാന്റ്സ് ഉണ്ടായി വരുന്നത്. So these are the, if you see the Nepenthes, there are some plants which are modified for insect capturing. They are called Nepenthes, Drosera, etc. In order to, or for getting nitrogen deficiency, so for dealing with nitrogen deficiency, they use the modified leaves for capturing the insect. These are the insectivorous plants. So up to here we discussed about the major morphological aspects of leaves. So just read the topics and identify these instances from the nature. So thanks for your patient listening.